Hey guys, I've got some pretty important news and it's going to be a hard pill to swallow. But I'm giving up on indie gaming content. I think I'm just falling out of love with these smaller experiences with more love and care put into their storytelling. I'd much rather have this buggy, microtransaction-ridden AAA experience. April Fools, you fell for it. You're so dumb. Now, we ain't done with indie games quite yet. In fact, we've got a bunch of indie titles that you can look forward to playing in the month of April. But before we get started, do not forget to like the video. Otherwise, a creepy clown's gonna pop out of your closet every morning and scare the living crap out of you. So, let's get into our list of upcoming indie games that you can play during the month of April. Build your very own charming settlement in Of Life and Land. Take on the role of a delegated leader, whose goal is to build new settlements in remote and unknown areas of the Empire. Explore forgotten places, experience the challenge of different seasons, and learn how to take and give from the beautiful yet harsh environments around you. Help guide your village and its people into the future, while every plant and animal within your world tries to find its own place. All while trying to expand to different regions so you can trade with local factions to gain resources that your community needs. Now, at the time of recording this, I haven't even touched the game yet, but I believe legally I have to say that I have received a review code for this game, and I will be covering it someday. So, there you go, transparency. Of Life and Land drops in early access on Steam starting on April 2nd. Do you like flowers? Then you're gonna love Botany Manor. Taking place in 1890s England, you'll play as a retired botanist, whose house and gardens are about to become flourished with new plants. You'll research each individual plant to learn what it needs to grow, where they like to be planted, or what type of minerals they need in their soil. And as you expand your collection of fauna, you'll discover the many mysterious qualities that these plants hold. Search top to bottom as you explore the many rooms of this beautiful countryside mansion, and find clues hidden in books, posters, and unique Victorian contraptions. So grab your watering can and gardening gloves, because Botany Manor drops on Steam, Switch, and Xbox consoles starting on April 9th. Let's take Mario 64, smash it together with some Crazy Taxi, and add a dash of Sonic the Hedgehog, and we've got Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom. As this itty bitty little yellow taxi cab, you'll be dashing, zooming, and vrooming through N64 inspired levels to collect every single coin you can reach. Oh, and did I forget to mention that there isn't a jump button? Yeah, so get ready to go flying off some crazy ramps to perform some stylish tricks and be able to reach every single corner of this retro world. Mini collection of very weird characters, such as Pizza King and Ultra Chad, as you piece together the narrative puzzle and unravel the grand conspiracy happening on Granny's Island. So if you're ready for some super fast, action-packed collectathon goodness, you better call a taxi now, because Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom drops on Steam starting April 9th. Now this next game is one of my favorite surprises from last Steam Next Fest. You will hear me say that multiple times in this video. This is Children of the Sun. Prepare for the deadliest road trip of your life, as you control the path of a single bullet and unleash a fury of vengeance on the sinister cult that ruined your life. As the girl, you'll fire one single bullet at a group of cultists, hoping to take them all out at once. The plot twist? You can redirect the bullet over and over again, using it to eliminate foes, blow up car gas tanks, and even reform the environment around you by causing chain reactions. Children of the Sun is all about strategy and finding the perfect formula for taking out every one of these slimy cultists and putting an end to the reign of terror for good. Aim down your sights and take your one and only shot when Children of the Sun drops on Steam starting April 9th. You thought we were done with games releasing on April 9th? Well, fortunately, we've got one more for you. This is Gigantic Rampage Edition. Shut down back in 2018, the third-person MOBA shooter is back and better than ever. Pick your favorite from a cast of wild and over-the-top champions as you battle the opposing teams, trying to get your Guardian to defeat theirs. Compete in 5v5 battles with upgradable and customizable heroes, all with crossplay functionality, which, let's face it, should be a standard now. If you missed Gigantic the first time around or are excited to get back into the fray, this is your perfect time to give it a shot, when it releases on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox consoles on May 9th. If you've ever watched HGTV and said to yourself, well, I can do that too, it's time to put your money where your mouth is in House Flipper 2. Renovate rundown houses or just buy brand spanking new ones as you start your journey as a rookie house flipper. Make a fortune by helping your community build a cozy and welcoming town in Pina Cove. Adding some quality of life improvements, new visual style, and revamped mechanics from the original game, House Flipper 2 is ready for you to make those fixer-uppers look crisp. So if you're ready to be your own foreman, you can pick up House Flipper 2 when it drops on PlayStation and Xbox starting April 10th. But don't want to wait that long? Then you can pick up the game right now on Steam. Europa is a stunning Studio Ghibli-styled action-adventure game about an android named Z searching for answers. On a lush terraformed moon called Europa, you'll run, glide, and fly across the landscape as you solve puzzles and discover the story of the last human alive. Though there may be a few scary enemies along the way, Europa is mostly about exploring a peaceful world, filled with breathtaking lakes, meadows, and mountainsides. Uncover secrets, solve puzzles, and navigate hidden dangers within the ruins, as you experience an intimate story about growing up and humanity's relationship with nature. Now it's time to enjoy the free-flowing movement that allows you to explore a world filled with mystery and amazement when Europa releases on PC starting April 16th. In Biogun, your dog is sick, and it's up to a very tiny injectable pigman to save not just your dog, but all of dog kind. Biogun is an atmospheric 2D platformer, where you'll take on viral threats and the winding corridors that are the inner workings of man's best friend. Be injected into a zany hand-drawn world of germs as you meet vibrant characters and fight ferocious beasts inspired by real diseases. Hopefully that's not too real for anybody involved. Utilize your entire array of weaponry, augment your own DNA, and modify your playstyle using nanochips to make your playthrough of Biogun as unique to you as possible. If you're up for saving all the doggos on this planet, then be sure to check out Biogun when it releases in early access on Steam starting April 16th. This is No Rest for the Wicked, a visceral precision-based action RPG from the team that brought us the Ori and the Blind Forest series. It's the year 841, and King Harald has just died. As the word spreads throughout the kingdom of his passing, the rightful heir, the king's son Magnus, is thrusted onto the throne, who unfortunately isn't exactly the most refined member of the family. All while an unholy plague known as the Pestilence has made a return after 1,000 years, corrupting everything and everyone in its path. And that's just part of the story so far. Hone your skills in this brutal precision-based combat system as you feel the weight and speed of each individual weapon. Explore a world that looks like a painting come to life, purchase your own property in a quiet shoreside town, and group up with up to 3 friends in online multiplayer to adventure and take on bosses together. You can check out No Rest for the Wicked when it releases on Steam in early access starting April 18th. Now here's a banger we've all been waiting for, Tales of Kenzera, Zao. Wield the dance of the shaman in this culturally packed Metroidvania. Battle through a beautiful world filled with treacherous creatures, as a grieving young man sets out to reclaim the spirit of his lost father. As the warrior shaman, you'll be able to swap between 2 different offensive masks, the Sun Mask and the Moon Mask. Each one showcasing their own skills, powers, and combat styles to give you some versatility in how you fight off these enemies. From a stunning art style and impactful narrative, to awesome fluid combat, Tales of Kenzera is looking to be a badass time. Plus, how could you not want to pick this one up after that heartwarming speech at the Game Awards? Tales of Kenzera Zao releases on April 23rd for Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. Now here is another surprise I got from this most recent Steam Next Fest. This is Oddsparks, an automation adventure. Your goal in this game is to collect a bunch of little creatures and critters called sparks, and put them to work to automate production on resources. So kind of like Power World, but with less animal cruelty. I think anyway. You can also lead your squad of sparks into combat, explore a strange fantasy world both solo and co-op, and unearth the ancient mysteries of the sparks. The more you explore and discover new things, the more creations you can bring to your world and evolve your level of production. So if you're someone who just likes to build and watch everything in your world just go, I can't recommend Oddsparks enough. Oddsparks will be releasing on Steam in early access starting April 24th, but if you want to get your hands on the game right now, there's a free demo on Steam. That way you can see what the hype's all about. And last but certainly not least, we've got the first Souls-like I think I'm actually going to enjoy. Everybody say it with me, Another Crab's Treasure. In case you've been living under a rock, Another Crab's Treasure is an underwater adventure where you play as Krill, where you have to collect all of the trash at the bottom of the ocean floor and use it as a temporary shell. Each shell will come with its own special abilities, giving you a diverse moveset to take down the nasty and challenging bosses. But the team at Aggro Crab has been aiming to make this an accessible Souls-like for those who haven't played one before, or for those who just struggle to get into the genre, i.e. this guy right here. Test out over 50 different shells, unlock a bunch of new skills, experience the narrative through some recently announced voice talent, and die over and over and over again. Now if you're ready to struggle like I am, Another Crab's Treasure releases on Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox on April 25th. And there you have it, 12 upcoming indie games that you can look forward to playing this April. Now quick PSA, if any of these games look like something you're interested in, please go wishlist them on Steam. Even if you're not going to pick the game up for a while, or you're a console player hoping to see this make it to your platform someday, these Steam wishlists are essential. So please, help the devs out, go wishlist the game. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and be sure to subscribe for more indie gaming content.